Okay, I think we'll get started here. I just want to welcome everyone. We're so excited to have you here for our dual credit night. We're going to be talking about what are dual credits, what programs or courses that we have available here at Battleground Public Schools. Dual credits provide students with potential to earn high school credits and college credits at the same time while they're in high school. I'm Chris Neal, the Work-Based Learning Coordinator for Battleground High School and Prairie High School, along with my co-partner in this project, Debbie Smith. She's the Work-Based Learning Coordinator for Summit View High School. I'm going to throw a little plug in there about work-based learning. Work-based learning is a class that you can earn credits if you have a job during your junior and senior year. Okay, our career guidance specialist is Kevin Doyle at Battleground High School, helping us out tonight. Another special guest we have is Jason Boatwright from OSPI that gave us the idea of doing a dual credit night. So thanks, Jason. And then we have our presenters are Cindy Arnold, Director of Career and Technical Education at Battleground Public Schools, Tammy Obliger, Assistant Director of Cascadia Tech Academy. And for Clark, we have Clark College, Running Start, College in the High School, and Advanced Placement courses. We have Abby Thompson, Carmel Baldwin, Heidi Summers, and Peggy Sweesey. And I'll have Cindy Arnold go ahead and start off about the Career and Technical Education for Battleground Public Schools. Oh, and then by the way, we're just throwing the links in there, you guys, for the slideshow, and then we'll put some contact links in the chat too, so.
And if the presenters would just say next, and I will move the slide over.
Okay, next. Hi, everybody. I'd like to welcome you too, and thank you, Chris, so much, and Debbie for putting this on and pulling us all together. I'm still getting used to talking to my computer screen for doing a presentation, so I will do the best I can tonight for you. Next. Because a lot of our dual credits come from career and technical education, some people don't realize that. I'm going to talk briefly about what CTE or career and technical education does and what career and technical education is for those of you who might not know. And CTE does help prepare our students for their future just by the nature of the classes that they are. CTE assists students in finding their passion. We have leadership skills within the class as well as leadership opportunities for students outside of the class. And CTE connects learning to the why I'm learning this subject. So for some classes, students might wonder, why am I doing this? Which really, to me, is rare in a CTE class. You can really see the why you're learning the subject area. Next. CTE increases student achievement. The national average for high school graduation rate is about 90% for students who take at least 2 years of a CTE class versus the average national rate is about 75% for those students who don't concentrate in a CTE class. That's the national. The graduation rate in our district is higher than, of course, 75%, but we still do have more students if you concentrate in a CTE program. The average for CTE in the district is about 93%. Students perform at a higher level if they concentrate in CTE academically because of the integration of academics with what they're actually learning in the classroom, which is world, technical, and employability skills. Next. From the World Economic Forum, we stand on the brink of a technological revolution that will fundamentally alter the way we live, work, and relate to one another. And we're seeing this tonight, just in me being able to hopefully relate to you through this presentation due to COVID. Next. Also from the World Economic Forum, 65% of children today, so those students that we have in our classrooms, will end up in careers that don't even exist yet. 9 in 10 workers will have to develop new skills throughout their lives to keep up with those changes. Next. Students will need to be able to learn technology that hasn't been developed yet. They'll have to go beyond the thoughts of other people or written material that's available to them, and they'll have to learn to make right responses to situations that are outside the scope of their current knowledge. Next. Students will have to have strong social and analytical skills. They'll have to understand how to invent things, how to create, solve problems, and continually learn. And they'll have to understand how disciplines work together. And these are all things that career and technical education has to offer. Next. In the industrial period, this was a factory. And this is, of course, workers that are working in this factory. Next. And the classrooms of the day were set up like this. Next. Career and technical education classrooms are different. This is an example. In CTE, we're very collaborative. Students might be doing different things in the classroom. We might have some students in the greenhouses that are doing some specific work. We have students who are analyzing DNA. They might be working in the 80-acre campus on the 80-acre Casey campus where they're doing egg mass surveys. They're doing things that really are applicable to hopefully the careers that they might end up into, or maybe they're just interested in that subject area. But our classrooms look and act very differently. Next. It's not your mother's typing class. I took typing in high school. That was my vocational class, and I got my first job because of it. But today's cutting edge, rigorous and relevant CTE classes really prepares our youth for a wide range of high wage, high skill, high demand careers. Next. These are the course pathways that we have in career and technical education. And we have 6 major pathways. And we have classes underneath each one of these pathways. Next. So under Ag and Natural Resources and Human Services, these are the classes that we offer. And the blue dots represent those classes that have an industry recognized credential attached to it. And the gold classes, the gold dots that you see there, for example, environmental science under Ag, clothing and construction under Human Services. These are the dual credit opportunities that we have. Next. This is our skilled and technical pathway. Again, blue dots are industry recognized credential. Gold dots are our dual credit classes. Next. And these are our business and marketing and digital visual communications pathways and the classes that you can take in those pathways. And next. And health science is one of our stronger dual credit pathways. You see 3 dots here, but there's a lot of connections that I'll be showing you in a minute for dual credit. And next. So college articulation is basically interchangeable with dual credit. So we call it articulation when you take a class at our high schools that are articulated with our community colleges, which we connect with Clark College and Lower Columbia College. So this is how you can get college credit, articulation, dual credit, and ours in CTE are typically, again, through Clark or Lower Columbia. And right here, those pictures are actually our students working at Casey on the Casey campus in environmental science, and they do get a college credit for that class. Next. So I'm going to go through the actual credits that we have in the classes that they're attached to. So both at Prairie and Battleground, if students take anatomy and physiology in conjunction with our health sciences classes, they have the opportunity of gaining credit in the allied health department at Clark and get anatomy and physiology credits at Clark College. So there's AH 100 and 101, 3 credits each. Next. And then we also have health science careers is a freshman class actually. Freshmen have the opportunity of taking that class. And you can get a credit in the Allied Health 120 AIDS Education. We're working on the medical terminology. Medical interventions is a new class for us. So we're working with Clark to have that particular class connect with medical terminology 1 and 2 and Health 124. So that's why those classes are in red. We renew our articulation with Clark almost on a yearly basis. And so sometimes we have things in progress for the following year. Next. So health science again, this is Battleground High School specifically. We have health science careers you can get Allied Health 104, and math for healthcare professionals is actually a math class, and it's math for medical assistants at Clark. Next. We're starting in our business, so our business classes have quite a few credits also with Clark College. Intro to Business, there's 5 credits. It's a year-long class for us. And our computer science classes, we have several in the district, and right now our Introduction to Computer Science and Python 2 is going to be articulated with CTEC 121, and our computer programming Java class at Prairie, which is a year-long class, will also be connected with CTEC 121 at Clark for 5 credits. And again, we're working on Career English and English and Communications, has been articulated, and we're working with Clark to see if there's another way to articulate those 2 particular classes. Next. And we also have Accounting 1 and 2 articulated for 5 credits. Taking both of those classes gets you Accounting 129. And I can tell you, as a business major myself, getting a leg up on accounting and being able to take it in high school before you enter college is really helpful. Next. We have quite a few classes in early childhood education that we have articulated with Clark. We have Prairie Preschool at Prairie High School. It's early childhood. We have a preschool there, so there's opportunity for students to take a couple of years where you really get grounded in the program. And you can see quite a few credits. There's about 12 that you can get at Prairie, and there's also 12 that you can get at Battleground by taking Child Development 1 and Child Development 2. And the classes at Battleground are connected with the kindergarten classroom with Captain Strong. So students have the opportunity of working in the kindergarten classroom there. Next. And our Lower Columbia articulation is in advanced welding and welding projects at Battleground High School. And students can get welding 151 and welding 254 credits at Lower Columbia. Next. So Casey has Environmental Science 109. It's a college and the high school is a little bit different. And this particular class is a transferable credits to any college or university typically will accept this class because it's Environmental Science 109. It's a entry-level environmental science class in most colleges. So this is a great class, and Casey is, of course, a half-day program, and they're hoping to be able to get some more college and the high school classes at Casey. Next.
Hi, everyone. It's my turn to talk now. I'm Heidi Summers from Clark College, and I oversee the college and the high school and the CTE dual credit programs. So in case you're wondering, there's all these great opportunities to earn some college credits, but what's it going to cost me and how does it count? To kind of give you a quick overview, the CTE dual credit courses are completely free to students, and the purpose of those programs is to earn the CTE credits towards our CTE certificate and degree programs at Clark. So they're really an entry to those CTE pathways at Clark College. College and the high school does require a tuition cost, but it's significantly reduced from our regular tuition rate at Clark College. And especially if you're going to go on to a university, the tuition that you would pay, and there are 0 fees associated with that too, like there would be at a college or university. So it's a really good deal. It's academic transfer courses that apply towards bachelor's degree programs. Next slide, please, Kevin. And so the college and the high school credit, these fulfill the general education academic distribution requirements. Students do apply to Clark College and register for the course. So we set the high school instructor up as one of our teachers in the Clark College system, and students register for the class just like any Clark College student would. So there's no need to request additional transcription, which is different from the CTE dual credit program that I'll mention next. These credits can be used towards the Associate of Arts direct transfer agreement at Clark College, or you can just request a copy of your transcript through Clark College and take it to any college or university that you plan to attend. Next slide, please. Earning CTE dual credit. This is just a little bit different, just to prepare students for what they're doing when they're told you can sign up in the system. We use a statewide enrollment and reporting system called SERS that has the articulated class set up for course registration. So students get to go in and register for the course. And if they complete the course with a B or better, then they can request for that class to be transcribed with Clark College. The 2 steps to do that are just to apply to Clark College for admission and then contact our dual credit office. The email address is on there in the screen, and we have it posted on our website with your Clark College ID number and which classes you would like to have transcribed. One thing that I wanted to mention about this is transcription should be requested as soon as possible upon completion of the course, because courses are added and deleted from our college catalog on a regular basis. And once those courses are deleted from our college catalog, then they can't be transcribed as that same course. So like Cindy mentioned, the course that was to be announced, that was Business Technology 106, and that class no longer exists in our course catalog. So that's why we're working on a new class that would fit there. So that is what I have to share. Thank you.
And I just want to end by reminding people that if you take 2 or more CTE classes, the average graduation rate for students that are concentrating in CTE is 93% on average, compared for freshmen, the national freshman graduation rate of 80%, which this is a little bit different than the earlier slide. And 91% of high school graduates who earned those 2 or 3 credits will enroll in college. So while we have a lot of technical programs, we do have also a lot of students who enroll in college, and probably pretty close to the other 10% will enroll typically in like apprenticeship programs and do go on and earn really good wages from our programs. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Next, Kevin. And then next. Tammy, it's your turn.
Oh, I'm muted. Okay, sorry guys. Hi guys, I'm Tammy. I'm the assistant director here at Cascadia Tech. Happy to be here tonight. It's a wonderful presentation so far. Now, as we've heard, there's just so many opportunities for students and so many different things that can help you get ahead, and most of them are free, which is amazing. So when you leave high school, you have all these amazing tools and skills and credits that put you ahead of your peers. So it's just so important that you understand this. Next slide, please. I was pushing the down arrow. I'm like, it's not moving. So a dual credit is something that we've heard a lot about tonight. Is something where you can get credit for coming to us and also get credit for a class at your high school. There's lots of opportunities for that at Cascadia Tech. Next slide, please. So at Cascadia Tech, we have students get skills certifications and they get high school credits. And they also get college credits. Next slide, please. And what that means is that you can look on our website, and for example, like our hospitality class, you would get an English credit for that. Then you could also get some credits at the different different colleges that we articulate with. And on our website, it has a complete list of that. You can look on there and see which courses would work well with you as far as your schedule. How it works with us is that we work with your sending school counselor, and we make sure that what you're accomplishing with us is not going to put you in jeopardy of not graduating, rather putting you ahead. Next slide, please. This just talks about some of the different programs that we articulate with. Clark is one of our bigger ones. We are so fortunate to have them in our backyard, and they've been so flexible and great with us. A lot of our students in our go to Clark College after they're done with us because they have so many credits and they're able to get their associate's degree or to finish a certification. Some of our programs offer 3, and we have as many as 46. I think aviation is our program that offers the most. And then I believe with that program, you have 1 more year and you'd actually get your bachelor's degree, or your associate's degree, which is pretty amazing. So next slide, please. So these are all the programs that we offer at Cascadia Tech. Applied Medical Sciences has 2 tracks. One of the tracks is for medical assisting, which we partner with Clark College on that. And then we also have a certified nursing assistant track, so a little bit different paths. And the MA in medical assisting is new to us, and we're just developing that. We have a fabulous instructor. A lot of business classes are with Clark College as well, and so forth. So if you get on our website, you can see these programs, and the programs are all have course descriptions. They talk about the different certifications that you can get with that and the college credits, as well as the dual credits that you'll get for your high school. Next slide. A big question is, who can come to us? So we're open to all Clark County juniors and seniors. If you're a homeschool, you can come to us as well. It's a little bit different for homeschool. All of our programs offer internships, which oftentimes lead to jobs. So a lot of our students are able to support themselves when they're done with Cascadia Tech, and they can choose to work in the field or go on to college because they have some college credits that they've earned. So again, it really just puts them ahead of the game. Attending us with us is only half day, either go in the morning or the afternoon. The first session is ends at 10:15 or 11:15. I'm trying to think now because of COVID. 10 or 11:15, and then you have a little break in there, and then we have another group that comes to us after that. We are taking kids on campus right now, so if you're interested to see what that looks like, you can schedule a tour to see our programs. Next slide. This is just talking about how you apply. Our website is listed there. There's a registration tab. We do have a virtual tour on Wednesday that you can sign up on our website, and you'll be able to text chat or video chat with all of our instructors. There's videos in there where you can see what our programs look like. And if you want to see more information about Cascadia Tech, you have some fabulous counselors that do a really good job of working with us. So you can reach out to one of your counselors, or feel free to email me and I'll get you set up with a tour. I hope that you have all your questions answered, and I'm done with my part.
All right, then I think it's my turn. Hello, everyone. My name is Abby Thompson. I work in Clark College Entry Services, so most of my job is helping students through the entry process, answering their questions, helping them select programs. And today I get to talk about Running Start, which is one of my favorite things to talk about. I'm a former Running Start student myself. I went to Clark and graduated just a few credits shy of my associate's degree, wrapped that up, and then transferred to Portland State University. And now I'm back working with Clark College students, which is something I love to do. So a little bit about Running Start at Clark College. It's a statewide program that was established in 1999, so it's over 30 years old now. I love thinking about how many students have earned college credits with us and degrees with us in 30 years. That's a lot. During the Running Start program, students complete college coursework that is dual credit, so it's satisfying their high school requirements while also satisfying requirements in a college degree. Students can attend part-time or full-time and earn credits that they then get to take with them, or finish up a degree at Clark. This is a really affordable path to earning college credits for students, and is practically tuition-free, although students are responsible for some class fees, which we'll talk in a little bit. Throughout the program, students will make sure they work with their high school, because we always say first and foremost, it's important that they graduate high school. So they'll work with their high school counselor to make sure they're satisfying their high school requirements, as well as determining how much the high school district will pay based on how many classes the student is taking at the high school and how many they plan on taking at the college. Okay, we can go ahead and progress to the next slide. So how do you qualify for Running Start? It's pretty easy, actually. In order to be eligible for the Running Start program, students must have junior or senior status determined by their high school district. They must live in Washington State, and they must be enrolled through a Washington public school district. And so if you are a battleground school district student, then you satisfy those requirements. Homeschool students must register with a public high school. Okay, next slide. The steps for getting started in Running Start match basically the same steps as any other student who's applying to Clark. The difference is that you'll also be working with your high school, because we want to make sure you also graduate. The first step is to apply to Clark. Our application is online, and we currently don't have an application fee, so it's free to apply. Then you'll submit placement. Running Start students can take college level coursework and have the Running Start programs that cover most of the cost. Any classes below 100 levels, students will have to pay the cost of those classes. So if a student plans on taking a college level course, we want to make sure they're at college level, so they'll submit placement. Then they'll complete an online orientation, or at least it's currently online. Hopefully we get to move in person shortly. They'll meet with Running Start group advising. This will take place in early spring, so all students who have already applied to the college will be communicated to about this. They'll also need to submit what's called an enrollment verification form each term that they're with us at Clark. So if they are planning to attend Clark every term that they're with us, they will work with their high school counselor to make sure that that form is signed. Their parent or guardian will also sign it, and the student will sign it and submit it to us. Registration for fall 2021 is going to begin at the end of May, so it's a good time to start planning ahead and working to get those things done. Next slide. So now talking about the cost. So I said that the Running Start program is like a super cost saver as far as college goes, but there are still some costs associated with it. Tuition is paid for by the school district based on a formula on that enrollment verification form I mentioned. So Running Start only covers a specific number of credits depending on how many classes the student is taking at their high school. So if a student is taking more than one class at their high school, we will adjust the number of classes that they can take at the college that will be paid for by the program. Courses numbered 100 or below 100 are not covered by the program. So a student could take those classes, but they're still going to be full tuition cost and will not receive that great Running Start discount. Running Start students pay for books, transportation, and some class fees, but we do offer something called a Running Start fee waiver. It's available for students meeting specific criteria for financial need. I can put that in the chat in a little bit here. Over on the right-hand side of the slide, we've broken down a few of the costs that are associated with the Running Start program, just so you can get an idea of what the cost may be. An optional student ID card is $9. Running Start students pay a fee of $7.25 per credit they're taking. There also are some additional course fees for a lot of courses. This could cover consumables or special software the student has access to. There's a lot of different reasons those fees are there, and they can range from 30 to 45. It really depends on the class. And then there's books. Books also range. If you've ever taken a college course and bought books for a college course, you know that some books are really affordable and sometimes they're a little more expensive. So you're looking at around $50 to $150 per book per term. And finally, transportation. Clark has a really great deal where we can offer C-Tran bus passes for only $15 a term. And then there is free parking on campus. Students are responsible for getting themselves to campus though. So we try and offer some options like that affordable bus pass. Next slide. Just to give you an idea of the cost savings of the Running Start program, on the left-hand side here is the cost of a full-time Washington resident who's taking 15 credits post-high school. They're looking at about $1,800 per term before fees and books. For a Running Start student, they're looking at closer to $200 to $250 per term, excluding books. And that's just the Running Start fees. And of course, like I mentioned, there is the Running Start fee waiver. So if you are looking for ways to reduce the cost and you think you may be eligible, check out that fee waiver form. You can find it on the Running Start website at clark.edu/runningstart, and I'll put it in the chat here in a little bit. Or someone will. I don't think I can actually comment to everyone in the chat. I'm not sure. All right, next slide. This is my contact information here on the left-hand side. My name is Abby Thompson. I'm an admissions recruiter at Clark. I'm happy to talk to you or answer your questions about getting started at Clark, whether you be a Running Start student or a senior who's about to graduate. And then on the right-hand side, Carmel Baldwin, she is our Running Start program specialist. She is working with the high schools quite a lot, helping high school counselors make sure their EVFs are turned in and answer their questions. She also handles a lot of Running Start student questions as well, and it's also a fantastic resource. I do see there have been questions in the chat. It looks like they've been answered as we go. I see one. I don't know if there's a question time designated for this presentation, so I'm going to hold off.
There is, Abby. There is.
Okay, awesome. Then I'm going to hold off on those.
I do see somebody asked how many terms per year for Running Start.
Oh, that's a good question. So I mentioned Running Start students can attend part-time or full-time. So that could be just a couple classes or, a full-time schedule. They can take classes fall, winter, and spring and have them covered by the program. So 3 terms a year. They could take a summer term, but it would not be covered by the program. So they would have to pay full price for those classes. We can progress to the next slide. I also want to talk about advanced placement credit. We've heard a lot about different types of dual credit options for students, and this is one that I get asked about a lot, advanced placement or AP credit. So AP is, one second, I have something on my screen, my way. Okay, AP is a cooperative educational endeavor between secondary schools and colleges and universities. AP courses are taught by high school teachers following course guidelines developed and published by the College Board. Minimum exam score. So at the end of an AP class, students will take a test and they require a minimum score of a 3 to 5, depending on the subject, in order to receive that credit at the end of the class. So you're spending the semesters working towards learning everything you can and then taking that test. Scores of 2 or below on AP tests are not accepted. So you will work hard and then take that test and then earn credit based on that score that you get at the end. There's other rules and limitations, but there's a lot of different credit out there you can get taking AP classes. Lots of students choose this option because they can stay in their high school and continue learning there and also earn college credits. There's lots of pros and cons to different types of dual credit. And this is another really great one for students. We have listed here AP exams that are currently recognized by Clark College. In case you're currently in a class and you see it on the list, it is recognized by Clark College. Work hard and take that AP test and do well. And make sure you connect with your future college to get that credit. We don't want you to miss out on that credit. We want to transfer it into our school so that you don't retake that English class or that history class that you've already worked so hard in. That is the end of my slide presentation. So I will pass it off to whomever is next. Thank you all.
Yeah, we've got a few questions in the chat, and I just wanted to thank everybody for joining us tonight with our first dual credit night. Our presenters and a few of the counselors will stay on the Zoom to answer you guys' questions. So thank you all for coming. Let's see if we can help. There is a question that, is there acting class? I'm assuming that's at Clark.
Yeah, so someone asked if there's an acting class. We do have lots of drama classes at Clark, as well as a really great theater program if you're interested in that. I loved my drama classes at Clark.
And I've seen another one that says, do honors class count as college credits? Counselors?
I don't believe we currently have any honors classes that are articulated for credit at Clark or LCC.
Right. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions to ask?
We do have a list of requirements for an AA. I can see if I can find that link and put that in the chat.
And then what about, don't you guys have a running start night coming up or something at Clark too? Or informational night?
We do. I think it's the 25th, isn't it?
Yes, let me pull up the link to that so that I can send it to everyone here. I'll send the Eventbrite page so you can sign up. We have a couple more coming up. We would love to see you there. You get a much more in-depth explanation of the program and expectations. I'll put it in the chat.
So we have a question over here in the chat. Would you get more credit, AP class, or at running start? Who would like to answer that?
I can answer that. It sort of depends on how many classes you're taking at either one. One of the main differences that I see in AP versus running start is that AP classes are longer. So you may be spending a couple semesters in an AP class, while the class that you complete at Clark lasts 10 weeks. So you could get an English class completed at Clark in 10 weeks and a semester or two in the high school. So if that's something that matters to you, that's one thing. The credits are the same, going to the colleges. So if you're planning to transfer to a school and want to take credits with you, no school's going to look at an AP credit differently than a Clark College English 101 credit. But it really depends if you want to stay with the high school or if you want to take college classes with other college students. That's the biggest difference. And then the length of the two programs.
I think we have another question. Would a student spend all day at Clark if they choose not to take classes at their high school, or do they have the flexibility with their schedule?
Yes, they would have the flexibility with their schedule. It just depends on how they work their schedule. Right now, of course, we're all online, but when we go back to being in person, you could take 3 5-credit classes and you could be done within 3 hours of being on campus, but you could end up, spending a lot more time doing homework, of course.
Can you apply for running start both junior and senior year?
Once you apply and qualify, and pretty much all you have to do is be a junior or senior to qualify and be at a Washington public school. So as soon as you apply and you start attending as a junior, you don't have to reapply again.
And then I see another one. Are there entrance exams at Clark College to participate in running start?
We do not require a placement exam to qualify. We do require math and English placement to get into those courses. So we would take your GPA and that could place you into English. And then we do have math placement tests. If you don't have a Smarter Balanced Math, or you haven't completed your pre-cal or your algebra 2 with an A or B. So it's possible you could need to take an ALEX math test, but you can submit self-placement for GPA and that would qualify you for English.
And this is probably for the counselors. What was I? Sorry, I missed one.
I see a question about business too.
There's one that says, if you take honors class, what are the benefits for those?
I assume that'd be a high school question.
Yeah, I think so too.
Lori,
So the honors, go ahead.
Go ahead, Lori.
So the honors classes are going to be a higher level than the regular classes, and the AP classes are going to be a little higher level than the honors classes. What it would do is it gives you a little bit more challenge. And when colleges are reviewing your transcript, they'll see that you stretched yourself a little bit more.
Okay. Then I've got a question that says, do we forecast for classes we only want to take in high school or all the classes? So I'm assuming that's for any other classes.
So the Skyward forecasting that we're doing right now is specific to the high school courses, and we do have a course code for students to indicate running start. They just utilize that one course code to let us know that they're going to be doing other courses through their running start program. We just need to account right now for the classes they want to take at their high school.
Right. So we definitely need to hear from them which, if any, classes they're planning to take at either Battleground or Prairie or CAM, so that we make sure we get that in forecasting.
And I see another one that says, will students be able to meet with their counselors soon to sort out the schedules out and figure out what program classes they are taking to get dual credits?
So we're doing our forecasting presentations. We've been doing it. We started with the 8th graders last week, 9th and 10th. This is for Prairie High School, 9th and 10th this week, and the juniors next week. So part of the presentation is us talking about that process of what they need to do and how they can get in touch with us. Right now, because we're remote, it's all going to be through email, but you can certainly email your counselor and get that process started.
Gosh, there's a lot of questions, so I'm hoping I'm catching them all. Thank you guys for helping out with that.
One more thing I wanted to mention about Cascadia I forgot to mention is that we do have summer courses for students that are going into the 9th grade, and you can get an elective credit for that. That is a great opportunity to try out the courses before you enroll. So when you get into be a junior or a senior, you have an idea if that's a track that you want to go on. So again, those are on our website as well.
There was somebody asking, and could we clarify, she's a junior now, and is it too late for her to apply for Running Start?
No, not at all. So if she's a junior right now, she could actually apply and do spring. Then we don't have summer, but you then would still register for fall early in May or early June as a senior.
Hopefully we didn't miss anybody's questions, but if we do, if you guys want to just unmute yourself and ask, that's great too. Oh, here's one. How many credits do we have to earn an associate's degree?
90.
So there's this one says, I'm a freshman. Is there any dual credits at this time for her?
Can I talk, Chris?
Yep.
Okay. Hi, I'm Tracy Godfrey, and I teach the Health Science Careers Pathway here at Battleground High School. So we have a class for freshmen that you would get dual credit for as well that Cindy Arnold talked about. And we get you down the health career pathway, and we work directly with Clark because they have one of the best RN and dental hygiene programs in the area. And we want to make sure that each student is, taken care of, and we're helping them get down their career path, which is the goal of career and technical education, which as a parent, I think we got gypped as kids, just saying, okay? Because it really is neat, the opportunities that each kid has. And I am a parent of 3 kids. They all are going to be going to Battleground High School. The oldest graduated. And the oldest did Running Start. It was great for her, but she was not into the high school life. Now my middle one is doing all AP classes because she likes high school. And with AP, it can also give her a chance to get some requests in for some classes at certain colleges with her AP capstone. So that's her goal. But my third is actually planning on going to KC because she likes being outside. So it's really knowing each person and what their personal goals are. And there's so many options. So really having those conversations with your parents is a great suggestion.
Also, you can take Child Development 1 or Prairie Preschool also as a freshman to get college credits.
There's another question. Can a student do Cascadia Tech program and KC along with Running Start?
I'm not sure if you could fit all of that in because you're limited to a certain number of minutes per day. You could probably do Casey and Running Start or Cascadia and Running Start, but I don't think you could do all 3.
Is there any other questions that we need to
Well, there was another question about they couldn't get a hold of a counselor, and I know they're really swamped. Remember, at Battleground High School, we have a principal for each grade level, and you can reach out to them as well, because we do have an amazing team here to help support student growth. Let me see if I can find the grade counselors on the Battleground High School page, and I'll put that in the chat. I also put in the forecasting for when you can schedule the Zoom classes to see your counselor. Those are up above under the forecasting link.
It looks like somebody asked a question about restriction for the ALEX test. To take ALEX, you have to have a computer. You have to be able to download the web cam. It's a secure webcam, so you have to take the test while you're on the camera. You do an unproctored test first, but if you want the test results to count, you have to do it under the secure webcam. And you would do that from home.
Looks like another question. Are the classes that are dual credits be posted for forecasting for incoming freshmen, or do we have to talk to a counselor?
Well, there is
information in the catalog.
Yeah, so there, if the slides that I showed in my presentation tonight with the gold dots, that's also in the course planner posted on the website.
Put it back in there.
Battleground, and it's in here, so you can see in there where the dual credits are located.
And also, if you're looking at the course guide at a specific course, there's information such as what's the course code, which schools offer it, is there a course fee? There is a section that would say there's CTE dual credit if it counts.
Okay, does anybody else have any other questions at all? So there's the freshman is currently taking health science.
That's a smart kid. I'm just going to say. Just kidding.
It is automatically applying to college credits. So does it automatically?
Yeah, what we're going to do is we get together with the Career Center at the end of the year, and as long as they maintain a B or higher both semesters, which they're working hard, we will then work with the Career Center and apply for those credits. And they'll come home with a sheet, and I'll be emailing home when we do that at the end of the year.
And then I had a student ask, when does forecasting start for sophomores?
So at Prairie High School, the information session is going on this evening for 9th and 10th graders. And then we're going to have an open Zoom session next week for students to drop in and ask questions.
So this student says, I spend half my day at Casey and the other half at Battleground High School. If I take classes through Running Start, can I limit the amount of time I spend at Battleground High School? That would be Annie's puppy.
The answer to that would be yes. So you could replace some of your high school classes, instead take them with Clark College. So instead of taking them with your high school, you'd be taking them with Clark.
Thanks, Abby. I was typing in the chat.
Yeah. And then I have another one that says, is it possible to take 3 classes at my high school and only 2 at Clark?
That would be yes.
Probably take 2. It's going to depend on the total number of credits.
At Clark, right, Lori?
I think you can take, if you're taking 3 classes at the high school, off the top of my head, I think you can take up to 9 credits at Clark.
I think that's right.
So then a 5 credit and a 4, or 5 and a 2.
Does the health science careers class count as a double credit?
So it connects with other credits, and that does have the AIDS credit with just the health science class. And then there are some other credits that you can get as you take more health science careers classes.
So says if you take no classes at high school and go full-time at Clark, how reasonable is it to get an AA degree in my 2 years, my junior and senior year?
It happens.
It's very doable.
Yep. Yeah. You have to take about 15 credits a term. So that'd be fall, winter, spring. That's 15 credits each year. Junior, senior year, you could end up with 190 credits. You have to take the right credits, but you would be able to do that.
Yeah, that's
And
one of
the high school graduation requirements that you would need to take work very well when you're working towards the AA degree. They fit nicely.
It says at Skills Center, how long does the classes last at Skills Center?
We have 2 sessions. Our first one starts at 7:45 and ends at 10:15. Yeah, it's 10:15. And then we have no students on campus for an hour, and then we have another session. So it's just the morning session or the afternoon session, and usually Battleground comes in the morning, unless you can't fit that into your schedule. Like if you're a running start student and needed a different schedule, then you would work that out with your counselor. So you're just with us for half a day, and then the other half you'll be back at your sending high school, or you'll be back in like running start or whatever, or Casey, whatever you've chosen to do for the other part of your day.
And then somebody asked, what's the first step in getting dual credits?
So you would sign up for a dual credit class. So if you're a freshman, health science careers, prairie preschool, child development, that would be the first step, is to sign up for a class that offers dual credit. And then the rest is somewhat taken care of as you have to get a B in the class. And as Tracy was talking about, we make sure that it's in the SIRS program. And then you do have to request from Clark to have that credit put on your transcript, right, Heidi?
Yes, that's correct.
So, but the first step is to just get enrolled in the class.
Here's another question. If you don't have Algebra 2 finished by my junior year, can I still qualify for Running Start?
Yes, you don't have to have any placement to qualify for the program. You just might need to take the ALEX placement test if you want to do a math class.
I do have a quick question.
Yep.
So how do I confirm that my Clark credits have been counted? Because I heard something earlier that if you don't register them, then the course can be deleted and then you won't get those credits towards Clark. So how do you confirm those?
So if you registered in the SIRS system and you got a B or better, you should log back into the SIRS system and double check that. And they're not deleted. It's just that when classes change, we have problems awarding them. And really, we should be transcribing them the year in which students take the class. The SIRS system is a system that was built with federal grant dollars a long time ago. And now that Clark is in a new student management system, we went from what was called SMS to legacy, or I'm sorry, the SMS legacy system to CTC Link. There's no direct way to upload it from that SIRS system. And so that's why that's part of the reason why it's manual transcription. So double check the SIRS system that your class is in there and that you registered for it and that you got a B or better, and then apply for admission at Clark College. Or if you've already done that, then send us your ID number along with the class that you want to have transcribed to the email address dualcredit@clark.edu, and we'll get that taken care of for you.
Another one is Casey, also a dual credit.
Casey's sophomore environmental science class is a college and the high school class. It's a little bit different than a dual credit, an articulated credit in that you pay for the credits, reduced rate at $65 a credit, but there is a college and the high school class at Casey.
And that is an automatic process when you apply for admission and then register for the class. It will automatically be transcribed with Clark College. You don't have to request transcription for that course.
I did see one that says, where do you sign up for classes for freshmen? So I know the counselors are starting forecasting already, so.
Mm-hmm. So forecasting is going on through Skyward.
This one says, does Clark website have a step-by-step how to apply for Running Start? But don't you guys want them to go through the counselor first, correct?
Yes, and counselors, yeah. So it's a good idea to, I think, start with your counselor at the high school so we can go over the credits and what you need to do and the placement information you need to take with you when you go to Clark. And you also want to attend their information sessions, and they have step-by-step directions, and we have them too.
And if you're a current high school student and you don't remember if you signed up for your Clark College credit, you can go see your teacher, or you can go straight to the Career Center and they'll help you log in and look for it, because there's lots of times we've gone down there and kids go, oh, that's what we were doing. So you have the resources and we're here to help you, okay?
So another question was, do we start with the application or start with your counselor? And I would think start with your counselor.
Mm-hmm.
We actually at Battleground High School ask students to fill out the application first. We're happy to have a conversation about what kind of classes that you're thinking and the balance and everything. But the first step in getting started at Clark is to go ahead and fill out their application and attend those information sessions.
Yeah, it's kind of helpful for us to know if they apply, then we can get them in the system and they can get started right after they meet with their counselor.
Yeah, we just don't want them to wait to apply unless they're in the process of making the decision. And if they need to talk to a counselor first to decide if it's the right fit, of course, that's a conversation we can have before making that application decision.
Then I know Cascadia Tech's starting applications now too.
Yeah, and ours is open online and it closes on the 28th. But again, I would make sure you connect with your counselor to make sure it fits into your schedule, because they are the ones that ultimately decide if you get to come to us or not, because they are the keeper of your graduation credits.
You can get that information in the College and Career Center too, right, Kevin?
Correct. And Battleground and Prairie have requirements besides the application at Cascadia. You have to fill out some documents online for Battleground also. And you have to explain to us why you want to attend, etc. So I sent an email home through Blackboard Connect a couple of days ago. So check that out, look for that. If not, email me and I will forward you the information. Thank you.
Abby and Carmel, there was a question about help filling out the Clark College application form in the chat.
Yeah, it's an online application, and then I see Abby just responded to.
Thanks, Abby.
And there's the link to get started if you want to look at the online application.
Do we have any more questions out there? This is, how do we know which classes have dual credits?
It would be in the course guide with each class, listed with the class.
Yeah, we've attached the link to the course guide in the chat too. Just click on it. Does anybody else have any other questions that they want to ask in case we missed you?
I have a question about the Alex exam. I know that we're supposed to like have a working webcam and like record ourselves while we're taking the exam, but like what can we use? Like, can we use like a calculator or can we use like a paper and pencil?
You can use a paper and pencil. I believe that you have to use the calculator that's built into the test. So I think that it will show you a calculator in the software when you are able to use one. I think that's how it works, because I know that if you use your phone during the test, your test will become void. They don't want you to use your phone. Is that correct, Carmel?
Right. So you take the test. I think you take the proctored test. I mean, the unproctored test first. There's a couple hour tutorial and a practice, and then you have to. I haven't gone into it, so I apologize. But I know you have to get the secure webcam, and you have to follow the rules strictly because they watch the webcam and you taking the test. So you having your phone out, that would disqualify you. Anything that's outside of just doing what the guidelines are, your test won't qualify anymore. And it has to be proctored. So just read through everything before you get started for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Does anybody else have another question at all? We've recorded the Zoom here, so we'll be able to get that link out to students too to take a look at. I think that's it. Thank you guys all for all your help, everybody for coming. We really appreciate it. Thank you.